Today, we will be reviewing the Dark Algo MT5 by Mr. Marco Solito. Stick around to the end to receive a free expert advisor by us at Prosperity Algo Solutions. So, Mr. Marco here is the creator of the Dark Venus, which is one of the most popular, if not the most popular, free expert advisor on the market. So it'd be very cool and very interesting to review his more premium expert advisor today. So we can see that this is a scalping bot which trades the Euro-US dollar. And to get a bit more insights here, we can scroll down. And a really cool section here was the indicator settings, because it gives us a pretty good indication about how this expert advisor works. And as it's very detailed in regards to the stochastic indicator, I would venture that the trigger of this bot is indeed the stochastic. And it also appears to be using ATR for either stop loss or perhaps as part of the grid of the recovery mechanism. But we have quite a bit of detail in regards to how it's working. And here as well, we can see that it's FTMO compatible and that he's recommending that you use an ECN broker. And from Dark Venus, this is a very well-known expert advisor which runs on a grid Martingale system with Bollinger Bands. So I would venture that this is also perhaps a more premium version of that. In particular, if we look through some of these photos, we can see that there's dips in the equity relative to the balance line. So this would usually be indicative of a grid Martingale system, but we can skip through a few more of these photos to see that. So yes, here with the AI smart entry, this appears to be a grid-based system with these two trays closing in the same spot. And if we keep going through, yeah, this looks rather grid-like to me, whereas it tried to go long here, didn't work, and instead went to the side. And yes, similar here. So interesting. Now we can go and open the MetaTrader terminal to run a more in-depth backtest and to effectively see how this strategy works. But from the sales page to date, this appears to be a grid martingale system based on the stochastic indicator, which will trade the Euro-US dollar on the H1 timeframe. So now let's hop over to MetaTrader. Okay, so I've now downloaded the Dark Algo in my MetaTrader terminal here. And we can start off by going through the input parameters. As we can see, there's quite a few different areas for the stochastic and ATR, which would indicate that is likely the trigger. We can also see some time of day or like day of week filters. And this would indicate that it is indeed using a grid martingale. There's a multiplier, distance for next order, max one grid order for bar. All of those are typically more grid-based settings. And here we can see that there are other filters in regards to trading to effectively stop trading if a certain time period is hit. But yeah, looks very interesting. So now if we go here, we can run a quick visual back test on the H1 in order to see how this will look. And I can just pull it over here. And we can see that clearly. Let me just pause. This is running a grid system. So here it went to go short, and as price went against it, it kept shorting, and then all of these trades closed in a grid. So this appears to be a very classic grid-based system. So let me keep running it, and we can let this back test complete. But this was a 1-year back test on the H1 Euro-USD. And this is using every tick based on real ticks from the 8-cap broker. And clearly that ginormous grid which we saw in the visual backtester, we can see here that it caused this detachment of the equity from the balance line. But now, like since then, we have not had a particularly large run. This is always the caveat with grid martingale systems. They look magnificent, but just one bad trade can blow it. And that's why I like to say that it usually makes sense to use them in the context of a prop firm if like you can get the settings configured properly, because in a prop firm you don't really risk catastrophic blow up, because the worst thing that can happen is you lose your account, which typically is a fairly modest cost. But if you are trading your own money, like, you can lose 100% of your account, which is obviously vastly more significant. So this very much appears, from what I'm seeing, to be an honest grid martingale system. This gentleman as well, Mr. Marco, is a very famous grid martingale developer, so there's no reason to believe that after all these years he would be doing some sort of manipulation. He has tons of clients and is well known, and this is clearly, as we can see right in front of us, a grid system. But yes, to my point, this is a grid system, but it appears to be an honest grid system, so just be aware of that when you purchase the Expert Advisor. And if you like martingale systems, if this is the type of EA that you like to trade with, this could be a very good, viable, fairly affordably priced candidate. But if you've never heard the term martingale before, I would just make sure you do your research before using this type of system, because there's inherent catastrophic blow-up risk associated with it. So thank you guys for watching. Please stick around for the following short clip where we will share an Expert Advisor with you, and take care. Have a good day. Before you click away, if you're looking to get a real Expert Advisor, here at Prosperity Algo Solutions, we're currently offering our Golden Time Bomb system based on automating the London breakout and opening range breakout 100% for free. Watch the pinned video to find out more and to get access.